He's the most feminine in the band.
Whoa!
So I would have to say, I'm just saying, like, look, Cliff. I'm saying, I mean, like,
we did it.
feminine.
We broke up the Huntingtons. Welcome everybody to the Bob and Katie Show.
I'm Katie.
And I'm Bob, and we're doing something a little different. We normally
a
don't
lot different.
We normally don't have
I'm
guests.
on a different side of the table. It's a lot different.
It's a little uncomfortable. You're too close.
I'm out of my element.
Not only do we have one guest, but we have a lot. There's a cavalcade of people here with us today, sort of figuratively. They're on the phone, but ladies and gentlemen, the Huntingtons.
Well, hello.
Why don't you guys go around, introduce yourself, tell us your name, what you do in the band, and what game you like to play when you're using the bathroom. And we'll let bass players go first because I've got a soft spot.
I like you already. All right, so I'm Mike. What I do in the band is play bass, so I'm automatically your favorite. And when I'm in the bathroom, I play the World Series of Poker app on my phone.
Oh, is that the same one that
we used to do? Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm your favorite. Good luck, guys.
I haven't played in a while. I really want to go play. I love that game.
Well, we stopped being able to play with real money, not let it go.
Yeah, that's true.
Lead singer and main songwriter. So, hey, let's give that up for that.
Dang.
Wow.
Who's going next?
You want the older guitar player or the better guitar player?
Oh.
Wow.
I told you it's going to be good.
I think I'm going to steer clear of that one.
Go ahead, Josh.
My name's Josh. I play guitar, and I sing backup vocals in the Huntingtons. And I play this 21 Blitz. It's like blackjack, but not really game. And that's what I do in the bathroom, yeah.
So does it make you stay in there longer?
Yeah, way longer.
So 5 minutes turns into 15. You have kids?
Yeah. I don't have kids. It's a long story. I have a kid that is at my house half the time, I guess, but she's not mine. But she is 9.
It's a stepfather. You're a stepfather, man.
Yeah, you want to clear that up.
Sort of like a stepfather. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I should clear that up. Yeah.
It's just some random 9-year-old that hangs out at his house.
I don't know how she got that.
I was wondering where this was going. It's like there's this kid that's at my house, but it's just it's not all the time. It's just part of the time. She's 9. Just want to make that very clear.
Hey, hashtag throwback to 2 episodes ago because I don't really listen to you guys, but I looked you guys up, and I saw
it's all right. Same here.
Well, 2 episodes ago was something about the future or whatever, and I thought, oh, maybe this one's about Back to the Future, so that's the one I chose to listen to, and it was a throwback. It was like your early episode,
like our worst episode ever.
Yeah, it was.
But you
brutal.
Said, well, I don't know. I never listened to the other ones, but like, you said something about like how you were so scared about everything being on the internet, and yeah, I guess I should be worried about that from what I said 2 minutes ago.
No, I mean, I think it was pretty clear. I'd be more worried about what I do with it than anything else.
Yeah.
I would laugh so hard, though, if Josh just ends up on a list. Like, he has to register because of this episode.
Yeah.
It would make my entire 2019.
Some random black car is going to pull up at your house. You're going to knock at the door. Excuse us,
you're
sir.
right, Josh.
Yeah.
I'm kidding.
I know. I never had kids, and this is like about a couple that has kids. So I was kind of confused why we were on the show, but
so
everybody else has kids.
Who greenlit this, by the way? I know I talked to a couple of you, but I wasn't sure who actually was like, yeah, let's do it.
I think I was the first one that I talked to you first, I think.
Well, then you guys
Chris.
go.
If you not care what I play on the toilet?
No, go ahead.
I
thought that's what we were doing. I play Golf Clash on the toilet. It's the most addictive game in the entire world.
You writing these down?
I know. I'm getting ideas.
And if anybody wants to see me in Golf Clash, come at me. It's not going to end well for you. Really good.
Request.
But anyway, yeah, I think I greenlit it. And then I think the description of the podcast was like, yeah, we talk about having kids and families and we're comedians and stuff. And we're not really funny. And We have kids. I guess we could talk about that, but yeah.
I'm pretty funny.
Josh,
for yourself.
Not funny at all. But
Well, let me ask you guys. Did everybody go? We get everybody?
No,
Cliff, man.
Cliff didn't go.
Jeez,
Let's go, Cliff.
Bob.
Hey, is this video or is it only the audio?
It's only going to be audio.
I was gonna say because you guys should sit closer together because Katie's face is cut off. There you go.
Yeah, we're completely out of our element. I'm on the wrong side of the table. Like, I'm not used to sitting beside you. Like, this is weird. I'm not used to people being able to see me. I talk with my hands a lot. This makes me nervous.
Maybe you should just switch the MXPX records behind your heads, and you'll feel more comfortable with the orange one behind.
You know, you guys have a new one coming out, right?
Yeah.
So we'd have a spot right back there. I'm just saying. Whatever you got to do.
Like 22 albums, so you got plenty. You know, you'll have a work cut out for you. I'm Cliff. I play guitar. Me and Mike are the ones who started the band. That's about it. Yep. Yeah. It's cool.
So no games for you?
Oh yeah. Toon Blast.
Toon Blast.
Yep.
What kind of game is that? Is it like anything like Tomb Raider?
No, not Tomb. Toon.
Toon. Oh, I thought you said
Oh,
Tomb.
yeah.
Okay. All right. My
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, I also play Words with Friends. That's the one I've been doing for about 10 years, but I've been on Toon Blast for about the past year.
Isn't it great? Like, I was so hoping that one of you guys would say Marvel Puzzle Quest because we are like addicted to this game. And you know, like it's this random obscure game. But whenever you find out that another person also plays this random obscure game that you found somewhere on internet land, you're like, yes, please be my friend. Send me gifts, life, whatever, farm animals.
Wood,
I don't know,
sheep,
whatever.
goats.
We can trade. Let's be buddies. Let's be pals.
What's it called?
Marvel Puzzle Quest.
Yeah.
Marvel Puzzle Quest.
It's basically Bejeweled with superheroes.
Yeah. It's like fancy, updated, Bejeweled.
So
Quite a fan of myself.
We got a band, a really good band to come onto the show, and we're talking about apps. Let's change this up. I want to ask you guys a question. What is the grossest thing that's ever happened to you on tour?
Oh God.
Chad almost pooping his pants in the van and having to go out and pooped in a corner of a field, and then he didn't have to go, and then he came back, got the toilet paper, had to go, and he ran back. That was probably about it. He pooped on the road.
That makes for an entertaining day.
That's our old guitarist. But so it only happened to two of us.
I'll chime in real quick. The grossest thing that ever happened to me is I threw up on stage in Oklahoma because I was like physically sick. I wasn't drunk or like anything like that. I was like physically ill and just vomited on the stage. Josh was there. Threw up on the stage, and then the next two shows, I think like Josh and Andy had to sing all the songs, and I just kind of stood there and tried my best to like make it happen. But yeah.
So did you power through it? Cry? What happened?
Terrible.
Oh, I didn't cry. I just threw up. And
I cry when I throw up.
I kind of went back to doing whatever I was doing, and then just that was it though. For the next couple of days, it was not happening.
Wow, you like threw up like it went all over you, all over your bass and everything?
There's a picture online of me throwing up. Like there's a picture. There's literally a picture of me in the throwing up action online somewhere.
Isn't the internet glorious? It's glorious.
It is,
isn't it?
Isn't it wonderful?
It's glorious.
Yeah. I mean, this happened before like the internet. I mean, well, the internet was surely a thing, but it happened before it was as much of a thing as it is now. So the fact that it still exists. Way better
than the Chad poop story. That's awesome.
Yeah. So go ahead, beat that, Chris.
I don't know. I'm just thinking about all the like the scummy dive bars that I've played over the years, and having to use their bathrooms because you know what I mean. Like that, like those are all pretty nasty, but those are all kind of general. Like I guess they're all like poop stories. But I've roomed with Josh on every CJ tour we did, and those were all pretty generally like disgusting. Every night something would happen. It was pretty gross.
Oh wait, I got one. Apparently I walked in on Josh once.
Doing what?
That's all I'll say.
Wow.
That's scandalous. That's
It
scandalous.
sounded like they bleeped you out there. It was, but I think that I don't know. Maybe that's just iPhone.
Happy coincidence, maybe.
I mean,
I actually woke up with Josh.
Here we go.
Doing it over me while he thought I was sleeping, and he was standing next to my bed, and I caught him in the act. And I think we're talking
that
about.
Might be way grosser than pooping in the corner of a field.
I think we're talking about the same thing, right, Cliff?
Yeah, but I don't think yours is real. Mine was real.
I don't know. It was like the scene of Paranormal Activity when the wife is standing over the husband, you know?
I don't think that really happened. I think you're making stuff up.
I don't know, man. That sounds like fake news. Back to politics.
There's a lot of details missing here.
The story's getting awfully sketchy.
Yeah. Maybe my memory's just sketchy. I don't know.
We played a show. I was in a band a long time ago. We played a show with a band called As I Lay Dying, and they were on tour with Embodiment. And these poor guys, man, every time that they would play a show or they'd be on stage, the other band would go out to their van and just do something horrific. So we were there one night and one of them shit in a box and then put it underneath the door handles of every door on their van.
Oh.
Nice.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. And then we walked down the street, Wilmington. This is when we were playing at the Arc. And we got a bunch of anchovies from Domino's Pizza, and they put them inside their engine and their vents. And it was brutal.
It sounds like y'all had too much time on your hands.
We did.
Like,
so you guys would do stuff like that?
who does that?
Did someone tell you that story? Because we did that almost exact same thing.
No, I was there. What did you guys do?
No. Yeah, but we didn't do that poop stuff.
Well, we didn't do that, but we did.
Oh, wait.
We poured the sardine juice in Darlington's van. Remember that?
Oh my gosh.
Mike,
So they couldn't find it. They were looking for a fish, but they couldn't find it because it was just the juice.
Oh my goodness.
But that wasn't the worst thing we did to them.
What was the worst thing?
The thing that ever happened on tour was even better than your throw up. I just totally remembered it. It would be Dave and Adam with the TV.
Oh, we're getting really deep in this, huh?
Let's. I want to hear more of that.
We're fully committed. We're fully.
You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
I know what you're talking about.
I wasn't even there.
Maybe we should talk about
anything else. Anything else?
I want to know what happened to the TV.
Maybe
so we got a new album. We got a new album coming out.
There we go.
It's awesome. It's a good one.
I mean, you look like you care. Like I hear that you're too old to care, but I mean, you really look like you were caring. So we're not going to get this TV story out of you.
No, I think.
Just tell the other Darlington story, like the one.
Know that Mike and I had nothing to do with it. We were innocent bystanders.
Right. But
bystander.
We did do a really good. We did have the ultimate tour prank when we did that Darlington tour. Sorry, Chris, you weren't there, but three of us know what we did to them that one night that we went into the gas station.
So cryptic, man.
I know. I'm dying here.
All right, so this one we can tell.
Mike can move the story along.
The other one, not so much.
Years from now, it's going to be the Huntingtons tell-all. Yeah. It's going to be all these secrets.
We're going to be the reason they end up getting sued or broken up or something.
No. It was basically just a battle between us and Darlington the whole time we toured about just goofing off and pranking each other. And I don't know where we were. I have no clue what city we were in, but we decided one night at about 2 or so in the morning to go into a gas station, and we bought electrical tape, chocolate syrup, and a Playgirl magazine.
Oh my gosh, that's a magical combination.
Right, so if you imagine a couple dudes rolling up to the counter of probably some gas station in the South with electrical tape, chocolate syrup, and a Playgirl magazine.
You ain't from around here, are you?
Maybe you can see where it's going, but yeah, they ended up having some interesting things in their van and on their van with a combination of those three things. That was fun. That was a fun thing. The whole other thing that we were not going to talk about wasn't really fun. It was just kind of gross.
It was gross.
We'll stick to the fun stuff.
We'll keep the fun stuff.
Mike and I were the only ones in the band that time, and I will simply say had no part in it, and we were not partaking.
He's like, I'm innocent.
You two were way more mature than those other guys.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
tell us real fast about this album that's coming out.
Well, it's a new album. It's pretty good.
I mean, like, you wouldn't believe how many people just hit the pause button and was just like, we have to go get this album right now. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Take my
it's
money.
pretty good.
Take my money.
Well, I was waiting for somebody else to step up and say something, but I figured I'd take the reins on this one.
I mean,
pretty
It's
good.
late, past everybody's bedtime. Everybody's
it's past Cliff's bedtime.
dinner interrupted.
Let's talk about that for a second. Wait, so you guys consider yourself to be punk rock, right? No? Yes? I know things have changed over the past 10 years or so. Things kind of get like far more generalized, but let's...
No, yeah, I mean, yeah, punk rock, rock and roll.
So I think where the question's going is like, does the music fall into that category? Sure. Do the people that are in the band fall into some like social punk rock category? Probably not. I mean,
I haven't showered in 4 days. So.
That's pretty punk rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He either plays music or he's homeless.
Right.
One of the two.
It's there's quite a couple of options there besides punk rock for not showering in 4 days.
Or he's a mom or something.
Yeah, it's not just a punk rock thing.
One of the things you always worry about with a podcast is because it's not scripted, it could suck. It could just turn out really, really bad. We could all be wasting our times. Even if that happened tonight, this stint of time that I was on that group message with you guys, I was dying. It was probably the best part of my week for sure.
If only you could see the other group chat that you're not in, because it's like 5,000 pages long of that.
Yeah, I mean, we could just add you to that group, and you could just enjoy like the best.
I want to be a part of this group. Can I just be a fly on the wall in this group?
So
what are you talking about?
We're talking about
Cliff doesn't know that he's in another group chat with everybody. Cliff, did you even know that Bob was in the group chat with us when we were discussing the times?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I didn't know that right now. That's what he was talking about. I was like, huh? Okay, I know what he's talking about now. Sorry. The listeners have no clue, but that's okay.
That's fine. Okay, so listeners, I'll give you a little bit of what I had fun with. You take this band, rock and roll. I saw you guys in New York 2 years ago. It's awesome. I mean, like tons of people screaming, yelling. It's rock and roll. It's great. But then away from
where
the
did you
stage,
see us in New York with a ton of people
at the ballroom?
Yeah,
MXPX.
Slick Shoes, MXPX.
Okay.
And then what we're discussing in this group is taking naps and going to bed by 9. And I was just like, oh my God, this is great. This is the best thing ever. It's definitely pretty hardcore. And I'm proud of you guys for just keeping it real.
Well, I mean, like if I don't know, earlier today, I think you posted like a Facebook thing where you were listening to like the single from the record, the Fuel the Care single. So like the very first line in that song is on the couch at 9:30 and I can't keep my eyes open anymore. So it's like,
see, Bob, you should have known. You had fair warning. You have fair warning.
I mean, like it is. It's fun.
Do you think we're just making things up here? I mean, come on, man.
Busted, Bob. You're busted, man.
So let me ask you this question.
I'm 50 years old. Mike is 43. We're freaking old, man.
Man, that's crazy. It's nuts, like to hear that, because I remember listening to you guys when I was young. I mean, like we were 18. I was 16 to 18,
and I don't want to discuss how many years ago that was.
It was a long time ago. It wasn't,
Oh, it wasn't Cliff long time ago.
No.
Yeah.
Well, just imagine how grouchy and like crotchety we are at shows when we don't go on stage until like midnight.
Yeah.
And 2 or 3 of us are like barely have our eyes open, and then it's showtime. And that's when it's really interesting.
I get it. I get it.
Especially when our stage time's like, yeah, you guys will be on at 10:30, 10:45, and then
that's way after Jeopardy.
Well, all the other bands, want to play an hour and 15 minutes, and it's like, all right, well, the bar's empty now. Everybody's gone home. It's like, well, we're still playing, and yeah, it's 12:45. It's like, oh, it's brutal. That's brutal.
What's really messed up is you guys actually played probably about 40 minutes away from us not too long ago. We didn't even make it out there.
I didn't know about that.
We live just outside of Wilmington, North Carolina.
Oh,
Yeah, and you guys are swinging through here not too long ago, right?
Yeah, the Mad Cats, something like that.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Mad Cats. Yeah.
We're
It's a
old
cool
too.
spot,
we
man.
don't go out at night.
you guys are missing out.
We got to
You
be
got
home
that
to put the
good-
kiddos to bed.
You guys have kids, that's why.
Yeah, so
You start with kids, and that's just life changes. That's okay.
yeah, and we're definitely excited about having you guys on tonight, but probably the best perk of that is we had to send them away for the night. So
Wait, that sounds so bad. You're like, oh, we got a sitter. You're like, we sent them away.
I mean,
We sent the children away.
anybody whose parents knows what we're talking about. It's the best part of any week. It's such a weird thing. It's like they're gone, and we can do whatever we want. You
Get
know,
out of here.
but I miss them so much. But if they call and it's like, hey, come pick them up. Nope.
How old are your kids?
We have twin 5-year-olds and a 2-year-old.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fun
Ooh,
ages.
Yeah, it's
Just,
that's exactly like
Hey, you should update your podcast profile thing. So I'm pretty sure it says twin 2-year-olds and a baby.
He did more research on us than we did
Wow.
on him. That's
I know,
I
because
did
I'm like, where does it?
very little research. That's about all I know about you guys.
that's
Like,
it.
who the hell are these people? Who is Bob and Katie?
Right.
So we do have something a little unique planned for you guys.
Obviously, you guys know we're not a music podcast. We're parents. We're old people. You know, we like you guys. We have personal, stories of
Nostalgia.
nostalgia where you guys are concerned. So we were super excited that you have a new album coming out. I know Bob told me, I was like, what? The Huntingtons? The ones that sing that pool party song? What?
Yep.
So, but we want to get to know you guys on the real people level. And I figured what better way to do that than playing this fun little game I have called Ladies Night. It's a conversation card game.
Basically, what happened is we went into an adult
I've
store
never
one
played
day,
it before.
and we ended
Full
up not
disclosure.
buying. We didn't buy anything, right? Just the cards.
Just the cards.
Yeah, we looked at a bunch of weird things. We ended up just buying like this conversation card thing. We've never opened it before until we were gonna have you guys on.
So yeah.
Sweet.
In an adult bookstore.
And no, it was just an adult toy store. It was looking at dildos
An
and
adult bookstore.
blow up
That's
dolls and
nice.
stuff like that.
Well,
An
they
adult?
probably had books too.
You mean
Adult
Pornhub?
newsstand.
Who goes to a store for books?
So we're just gonna pick a few of these and see what happens. Get to know
Okay.
you guys and how well you know each other as a group. Because it's
Oh.
kind of like, which in our group is the most likely to blah, blah, blah. All right, you want to go first?
No, you can go ahead.
Hey, before you do, I just want to establish one rule. There are no givebacks of cards. Whatever the card is that you pick, you have to ask it no matter what.
Okay, agreed. Fair enough. All right, mixing them up.
Because he thinks we didn't like pre-pick
Totally,
these cards.
Totally. It's totally random. You can look, they're all mixed up. Face down. Shut your mouth. All right, which one of you would make it the farthest up Mount Everest if you all tried to climb it?
Oh,
Not
And
me.
go.
Not me.
Mike's like, I'm
So
out.
who
not
would,
me.
but who would make
Out.
it the farthest?
It's either Chris or Josh.
no, I would say
I would do
you.
really well too. I would do it just because I'm all intense about stuff. But
Well, no, I would think you because your diet consists of like Kit Kat bars, so you'd be able to pack really light.
He didn't even take his
Take you-
pants off before he got in the bed.
Right. He would his backpack would be it'd probably weigh 2.5 pounds, but it
He'll
would
be
consist of all
well-rested.
candy bars.
You know?
I will say I did climb Mount Washington,
Oh,
biggest mountain on the East Coast.
he was
when
just
I was-
waiting over
You know
there in the
what? Hey,
corner.
Josh,
I was in eighth
there are no
grade.
big mountains on the East Coast. man.
hold on, Josh. Do you remember when you, me, and those other guys when we were on tour? I think we were in France, right? And we climbed to the top of the tallest sand dune in the country.
Sand dune.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then we ran down.
It was 13 and a half feet tall. It's intense.
Was there something
look.
that, like,
It was brutal.
The sculpted part of it
So-
beneath us or anything?
So maybe I have to change my answer to me or Josh.
Sand dune.
He
We're
has that
never
serious
going to
sand
get to the
dune
next card. We're never going to get to the next card unless we like
Tallest
pick a
mountain on
person.
the East Coast. There are no tall mountains on the East Coast, and a sand dune.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, sand dune is a lot.
The
Is
tallest
that
mountain
even
is-
legal? Aren't you supposed to stay off of the sand dunes?
The Appalachian Mountains are the East Coast, and
I
this
know.
is part.
Hey, look.
This is up in like New
the
Hampshire.
Appalachian Mountains are the oldest mountain range in the whole northern hemisphere. They are not tall at all. You can do it in an afternoon with a path all the way to the top. It's nothing.
No, true. Yeah, it took about 3 hours to get up and an hour and a half to get down.
There you go.
This is why you guys are going to bed at 9 o'clock.
Yeah, he's
They're climbing
Right, 'cause
mountains
we're
in the daytime.
climbing mountains all day.
So who is it?
The hell, mountain climbing.
Who is it?
Not
Is it
me.
Josh?
Not it.
All right, so we'll say Josh is based on experience from climbing Mount Washington.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay, Josh is the winner.
See, look, real quick. You got into a whole heap of trouble with this card game.
This might be the end of the band. We might break
Right.
up after this.
If we're going to argue over that, then who knows what's next?
Oh, this is fun. Who would make the best leader during the zombie apocalypse?
Mike,
Best leader,
Yes. Who's going to lead your posse in
Mike,
the
because
event?
Mike is a planner.
Yeah.
But I could also see him running scared from the zombies, whereas I could see Josh being more like mellowed out and but then Josh would take too long to be able to give the instructions to anyone. So
Right.
maybe
This is working perfect.
No, that's very true.
look,
but also,
look.
like Mike's the biggest horror fan, so that would make the most sense that he would.
But
lead.
Mike
look.
is also the kind of the laziest. So
Hey,
Mike
wait.
would probably get tired first.
But he has the most.
Mike
Hey,
would probably
dude.
get tired first and probably get us all killed.
Chris,
So I'm just
Come
saying,
on.
like, you're
who
just-
is the guy needing a nap tonight?
yeah, that's true.
I
on.
didn't even raise my hand as even remotely.
Right.
as-
So come on,
I
man.
was not even close to man. I would do anything with any zombies. I can't even take like a Halloween haunted house when the guy comes out and he's Jason with, and he comes out and he's got the there's always one guy in the Jason mask and he's got the saw, the electric saw, whatever. I run away right away because I always assume it's going to be some crazy person with a real chainsaw. And they're going to try to kill me for real.
He's like,
And-
that one time that I don't run, it's going to be
You
real.
could see the fear in his eyes. Like,
Yes.
I hate the listeners can't see this, but you can see, like, that came from a real place. He was remembering something he's not even
Real.
telling us about.
Struck a nerve there. Struck a nerve.
So
You know, the Jasons are going to be really pissed when they hear this because he said a Jason mask running with a electric saw.
Yeah.
That's not what Jason does. But anyway, moving along.
so
I mean, eventually the extension cord would run out and it would pull out of the plug, and then you wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
God, dude, it's battery operated, don't you know?
Oh, battery, not electric, but battery operated. Okay, I got it.
Battery.
Oh my gosh.
right.
He's
So
got
I
that
think-
long life battery.
I'm going to go ahead and take the win on this.
well, I was
All
going
right.
to say that none of us would be, and we'd all die pretty quick.
Well, yeah, that's true, but I'd probably die less quick.
Surely, surely you've honed in on some type of survival skills, being out
call me-
on the road, having to
I would
rough
say
it.
I've been in the most movies, so I could act like a zombie and like maybe like trick them.
No, you got the climb in the weak mountain thing. You don't get to
All
get
right.
the next one.
Okay, fine.
All right,
Mike
so we'll
wins.
go with Mike. We'll go with Mike
right.
just based on his planning
I
abilities.
totally agree that
There you
I
go.
don't think
Thank
we
you,
should
thank-
just like
thank
walk
you, Chris.
right over
You're
that.
welcome, buddy.
What movies were you in? You said you were in some movies?
He's not
yeah,
in.
but
Can I explain this?
Are they like
We don't
Oh
have
my
to-
gosh!
we don't
Yes,
have to
please
go off
let him
topic.
explain
Can
it.
I just
movies?
explain what he's in?
Okay, yes.
He's in every Sylvester Stallone movie.
I'm in
All right.
2 Rocky movies and
He's
2 Mark Wahlberg movies.
he's guy number 267 in the bar. Actually, you were in Invincible, and I remember. You can see. I remember pausing it, and I could see you. So I do remember seeing you in that movie.
Hey, Josh, have you ever made it to credits and to the credits in any movie you've been in?
No.
There you go.
But you got paid pretty good, right?
Got paid some money, but
No,
never made credits.
I did the same thing. I was in quite a few of them. No, he didn't get paid any money. It sucks. The money sucks.
I think it was fun to do, but
I would think more than anything, it'd be just cool being able to see Sylvester Stallone up close and personal. Like,
right?
Sort of up close and personal anyway. How close did you get to him?
He told me, you sit here at this seat in the bar, and you look that way, and that's about it. But he's like, I'm sitting in a seat, and he's as tall as I am when I'm sitting down. So that was like the most disappointing thing. Like I thought he'd be this big guy, but
he's a tiny
short.
dude.
Oh,
yeah, he's short, man.
See, that's why you shouldn't be even like. That's why we shouldn't even have like bands on podcasts and stuff. If you start pulling back the curtain and knowing stuff about real people, it's disappointing.
But Josh, what did Mark Wahlberg smell like? Smell dreamy.
I bet he
Mark
smelled
Wahlberg.
like
Smell as
sugar
dreamy
cookies.
as he looks.
He walked past me and he said, "Hi guys, I'm Mark. It's me and one other guy talking on a stoop as he walks past us in the scene." And he says, "Hi, I'm Mark. I gotta take a piss." And he like peed right there. And then these girls who were on the other stoop across the street, they were like, "Is that what's that movie he was in? The semi-porn movie."
Boogie Nights.
What?
Boogie Nights.
Is that Boogie Nights? And he's like, "No, not right now." And then he like zipped up, and I was like, all I said to him was
damn, that looked good.
I said, "No." I'm not gonna. I said, "Nice to meet you, but I'm not gonna shake your hand right now."
Nice to meet you, MEAT.
Oh my god.
Good one, man.
See,
I would just like to point out.
that was right off the top of my head too.
I would just like to point out that Wikipedia has Sylvester Stallone's height as 5'10", and I'm guessing that's a big, huge, fat lie.
Yeah, I mean, because that would make him 1 inch shorter than me, and he seemed like at least 9 inches.
Wow. So he's only
9
5
inch.
feet tall. That's amazing.
Josh, you're just leaving yourself open for so many
Sure.
jokes.
That's
there.
amazing.
That's not to go at 9 inches.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Sylvester
You know what?
Stallone was definitely 9 inches.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Definitely.
See, guys, you're only on card 2.
Calm
you're
down,
only on
Katie.
card 2.
Right.
At least 9 inches.
9 inches is okay, right? That's good. Isn't
Next
it?
card.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
respectable.
Yeah, so
Josh,
who would
don't
be
you
the
agree?
most willing to be abducted by aliens?
Who wants to go to space?
I didn't say they were taking you anywhere. I just said
Oh, like they're just going to probe you in the
I don't
backyard?
know.
They're just going to yank you out your window
They'd
and just do
probably
it down there where everybody can see?
Probably just
I would say that would be me, as long as it's something wrapped up in that, you're going to go away for like 300 years and you're going to come back. You're going to be ageless. And you're going to be able to see a whole new time or something like that. I could see myself being interested in something like that, but not if I'm going to be probed or anally anything. I wouldn't want to do it.
no probing allowed.
Isn't it weird that that's what we think of like almost immediately? Like, I mean, if you
Yeah,
can
like,
have a
why would-
species that just flies here from
Yeah.
farther away than we can see, they're just like, what's in their butt?
That makes no sense.
It
It
doesn't.
makes zero
That's
sense.
the first place that we always go, though.
But
Yeah,
if we
so
were
dumb.
that
Probes.
species and we went over there and somebody's like, "Hey, we're gonna check their butt out," I'd be like, "I'm interested. What's happening?"
That just goes to show that's if we were the aliens out exploring and we
Oh, yeah.
found we'd be like, probe them in the butt.
that's
Just probe them in the butt.
that's us for sure.
Would you rather be anally probed or orally probed, though?
But I don't want to be probed at all.
Yeah, I think I'd go with that.
That question was for Josh. I'm sorry.
We're going back to that whole 9 inches thing.
Right.
God.
That's
totally
gonna be the theme for this show. It's gonna be the title of the episode.
We're going to get
Ladies'
kicked
night.
off tooth and nail after this episode.
Sly is at least 9 inches. That's the title of this episode.
The glorious 9 inches of Sly.
Man, I already
Oh,
did the
my.
artwork and everything, and I think they're right. I think we're gonna have to change it.
Yep.
9 inches with the
Listen,
Huntingtons.
here's the thing with the 9 inches real quick. Let me just say, because I know this was a comedy podcast, and I said that to some people like, oh, I actually sort of got out of work.
Did you rehearse this material?
No, But I sort of was like, I got to, be off Friday night because there's this thing that we planned like a couple weeks ago, and also I don't want to work Friday night, no big deal. But like, I have one joke that always comes to mind whenever I am like, hey, it's like, Josh, tell a joke. And it's always the same joke that comes to my mind immediately. And it's stupid, but it's not a video podcast.
Please tell us. Because
well,
I want to know.
It's not going to work because it's not a video podcast, okay? But the joke is basically, how do you get 9 pounds of meat out of a fly? And then I like pretend like I'm about to unzip my pants.
Oh my goodness.
And it's really gross. But
it's really gross. You're going to admit to it like that?
Well, when you call it meat, it sounds funny. Can we get on to the next?
I mean, how do you respond?
If
I look at you and I'm like, here, do you want to hold my meat? How does that? I mean, that's weird, right? For sure.
I mean, I can't say as a lady that it's turn on.
Anyway, when do we start recording this thing?
The pre-show is over. Let's get going, guys.
Oh my gosh.
Everybody introduce yourselves.
Next question.
Next one. Which one of you would be the scariest prison inmate?
The non-meats guy, for sure.
Wait, the serious prison? What?
No, the
scariest prison inmate.
That would definitely be Chris. Anything to do with prison would be Chris. For sure.
Does he have experience?
How does that work? How does that make any sense?
He would definitely be the best one to be in jail.
Yeah, that's the next card.
Inner city aura.
We're pretty sure he raped somebody.
He's got the teardrop tattoo, I think.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
that's the Natty Bow guy on his shoulder. Never mind.
Right.
Nobody's disagreeing. Everybody's like,
you know what it is?
Yeah,
I think it's because I have a bunch of like really shitty like prison looking tattoos. Like I would have gotten them in prison. So I guess if that's what we're basing it on.
It's like when in Rome, you'll blend in.
Look, right now, Chris, you have a hat on. You've got like I don't know if those are earphones around but it looks like a gold chain in my little speaker. But you literally look like a thug right now.
Oh my god! You're the stereotypical criminal.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay.
We have a winner.
I'm telling you,
we have a winner.
When we started this game, I think we sort of kind of warned you that this was not going to be good.
This is fantastic. I feel like we're friends already. Okay, next card.
We're experts at ripping on each other. That's all.
Who would make the best magician's assistant?
Magician's assistant?
Assistant, yeah. Skimpy bikini and everything.
Cliff.
Cliff.
Yeah. I don't know, because you're the only one that I imagine that anybody would like. If you look at me in a bikini or Mike or Josh, it's not something you want to see.
I'm not going to wear a bikini.
Cliff has the body of like a 10-year-old little girl.
Can he pull off sequins?
He would pass. He's the most feminine in the band.
Whoa!
So I would have to say. I'm just saying, look, Cliff. I'm saying. I mean, like.
We did it.
Feminine,
we broke up the Huntingtons.
I'm saying, like feminine features, not attitude or anything like that. But
how angry he is.
Yeah, no insult.
I'm just kidding. Cliff, smile.
Don't make me get out of this bed.
My big manly jaw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really this is just how we talk to each other all day long in our own band group chat, and yeah, you're not going to break up the band. Don't worry.
No.
We'll keep trying. Let's go.
Keep trying. Keep trying. Though.
Let's see. Okay. Which one of you is going to end up with the most cats when you're old?
Cliff.
Oh, not me. I hate
So fast. They talked about him being a thug, and he got real angry, and he's just shooting people like left and right.
He's like, "You're going to have the most cats."
No,
See?
Cliff.
It all comes out in the end.
Hold on, Cliff. You don't have any cats, right?
No.
You don't have any animals, and Mike has a dog.
I have a dog.
And Josh has like 2 dogs and 2 or 3 cats. Right.
Got everything.
All right.
And a lizard,
2 dogs,
too,
a
and
cat,
a bird.
and
It would
I
be
have
Josh.
the
It would be Josh because
chinchilla.
his future wife would.
Yeah,
be all that with-
then Josh is definitely the crazy old cat lady of the band.
Yeah, but I don't like cats. I like my one cat.
Yeah,
just
but
the,
you're
just the
still,
one.
I totally
That's
understand.
still
Just that one
more
cat.
than any of.
Josh,
No,
you're
but
still
after
because
after
we
Mako
like
dies,
our-
I'm not having any more cats.
all
But I'm
right,
saying that's one more cat than any of the rest of us have.
exactly.
So
Josh,
you win by
because-
default.
Okay, I have to chime in. I think we have a winner just when you say you're not going to have any more cats, when you say it like babies.
Yeah, that's
You're going to
true.
be the old cat
That's
lady.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
Josh wins.
That was
I think
I'm
you win.
sorry. I have to throw my vote in this time. It's like after this
No,
one, I'm
I
not
would probably
having
vote
any
for
more.
myself between the 4 of us, but yeah. But I
Yeah,
don't want any more cats.
He doesn't have any human babies, so he'll have fur babies.
I don't want any more cats.
I'm good with
I don't
having
like
the
cats
one.
in general, just my own. I'm a mom, and I say that about my kids.
I want my one cat to live forever, and I want no more cats to exist.
Are you saying you want all the cats in the world to die?
A cat genocide? Real nice,
Is that
Josh.
is that where we're at?
I don't like any other cats. I mean, so
Why do you
yeah.
have one?
Because he
I mean,
likes just
you
the
don't like.
one.
I mean, lions and tigers are cool. You don't like lions and
All right,
tigers?
so now you're getting
Panthers
like
are
technical.
sexy.
Well,
Those
have
are
any
pretty
of you
cool.
ever been tempted to become a nun?
A
Cliff.
nun?
Cliff.
we would have to get sex changes to do that.
No.
Josh has thought about having a sex change, but it wasn't because he wanted to be a nun.
I don't know where you're going with this, but you can continue whatever you want, man.
I don't know. She was asking if anybody wanted to be a nun.
Okay, which one of you
Stupid.
could land a plane if you found out your pilot had severe narcolepsy?
Mike.
Yeah, Mike, he works for the government.
Yeah.
They teach you that stuff, right?
But
Mike
you
knows how to fly. Mike knows how to fly
Everyone-
fighter jets.
Everyone that works for the government knows how to land planes.
Right.
Yes.
That's a prerequisite, right?
Obviously, a thing.
I actually think it would be Josh, just because Josh would be the first one to volunteer.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not like a big video game guy, so I would say Mike for sure. And I don't think Chris is a video game. I would definitely, no
Video
offense, Cliff, I would say,
Video game.
I would say like if you know how to play video games, then maybe you can land a plane. But
I don't
I
think.
don't, I don't know.
Is that what pilot school is like? You're like, can you play this video game?
I mean, what
There
was
you
that?
go.
What was that movie from a long time ago with the Ferris Bueller guy?
Oh,
like-
wait.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Yeah.
no.
that-
There was there
No,
was this movie.
the other one.
Yeah, there was like a
The Last Starfighter?
no, that wasn't
The
Ferris
one
Bueller.
where
That was
he
a
had
good movie. He had
the
the
one
monkeys.
where he friended like the
I
chimpanzee.
love that movie.
Yeah, Project X. Is that what it's called?
Project X. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
I mean, it was
yeah.
video games that taught him how to fly, and that was in the '80s. That's probably how they do it now.
That's why, like for real, like legit, like you just walk in, there's like video games everywhere.
So I can chime in as a government worker that yes, most of what people learn in their fields is simulated, for sure. Like a lot of that training is simulated, but I don't necessarily know that like piloting a plane. Well, maybe some.
That's probably fine.
I don't know how to do it though. Just on the record, in case anyone was just not completely clear, I don't know how to land a plane. I didn't have to do that in order to get my job.
But you're still the smartest one that could possibly land a plane if needed.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe I don't know.
I guess in a pinch. All right, guys, thank you so much for playing this ladies' night game with me. I'm gonna pull one more card. Let's hope it's a fun one.
I think this next card should go turned around.
Chris, chill, man.
There's a mute button. You can hit the mute button.
How many
What?
beers
What
did
happened?
you just pull out?
I don't know. You just did you like pull your refrigerator over? Do you need to buy a new fridge?
No, I'm good. I'm sorry.
All right, okay.
All right, last question, guys. Who would look the funniest if everyone gave each other trashy makeovers?
I would say Mike. Yeah, I would say Mike would be the funniest because that's super not his personality. So that would be just extremely something that would be what I would say.
So, whose personality is trashy makeover?
Me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I pull it off, and I look damn good doing it.
I can believe that. Look, he's styling in the bed. I mean,
Yeah.
if you can be styling in bed, I don't look that good when I'm laying in bed. You know?
I've been dressed like
You
this all
really
day.
don't.
Oh gosh.
She sleeps with her mouth open, man.
Jeez.
Makes noises and stuff. Oh, sometimes it's not okay. Sometimes it's not okay.
You guys working on sleep divorce?
No, I really don't sleep. I think I normally get like 2.5, 3 hours a night. So I mean, I
sleep
basically
in
just pass out
shifts.
wherever I go.
Wow.
That's what happens when you got twin 5-year-olds and a 2-year-old, I guess, right?
Yeah, nobody sleeps.
Yeah, nobody's.
Nobody sleeps.
It got worse.
Sheesh.
It's probably even worse
had
with
twins.
twin 2-year-olds and a baby.
After you had twins, what made you say, let's have another one?
We
Ah.
didn't know if we could have another one. He was a surprise. We were not trying for that one.
So you have 3 boys?
No, the twins are a boy and a girl, and then the baby's a
You already
boy.
had the whole family with the 1 and the 1, and then you went and did it again?
Well,
Right?
see, what had happened was, we spent, I think we spent like 7 years.
We
I
gotta
think
make
they know where babies come from, Bob. Stop.
I've seen where the babies come from. So we tried having kids for like 7 years and we're unsuccessful. We had a couple miscarriages. It was kind of rough. So then we ended up going to a doctor and they gave her a pill and poof, 2. So we were under the assumption that it still wasn't really working well and we shouldn't have been under that assumption.
Oh my god.
You guys were like, oh, we don't have to take any protective measures. We can just rock this. And then, oops.
That is, yeah.
I thought
Something like
Yeah.
that, yeah.
And it will not happen again.
youngest name.
The youngest?
Yeah.
His name is Reese Odin. So everybody in our family, our initials are ROM. So we have to base our names around that. So the twins, they're Reagan and Riley, and I wanted to name one of them Odin, and she wasn't having it. So I was like, well, if we ever have another kid, I'm naming him Odin. And she goes, sure, okay. And
Oops.
it happened.
And now his name is Odin.
Yep. And just so
Isn't Odin the name of the god of the underworld?
the underworld? No.
It's a Norse god.
Oh, look at the government man.
It's a Norse god.
Yep.
Yeah.
I thought
Smart
Odin was
government
like-
man over there.
Knows how
I
to
wanted
fly
to name.
planes.
I wanted to name my son Merle.
Merle?
Yeah,
That's cool. What did you
I
name
thought
him?
After the Philadelphia Eagles announcer,
yeah. That's yep.
I mean, radio broadcaster, yeah.
yeah.
All right,
that
I'm
was-
not trying to change the subject onto how much the Ravens suck. We can just stop there and move along.
Yeah, the Ravens
Next
suck real
question.
bad. Yep, they suck real bad this year. They're terrible.
Hey.
So who do you guys
Talk
pull
about
for?
the Eagles.
No, wait. I stopped that topic.
They're gonna get angry.
Oh,
Open that
gosh.
can of worms.
So how many Eagles fans do we have?
We got me, and that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, so I'm pretty positive we're gonna beat you guys on Sunday.
Wow, big Cowboys fan in North Carolina, huh?
What do you mean,
I
big
didn't know
Cowboys
the
fan?
Cowboys are in North Carolina.
No. When I was I guess in 92, 93, when they won all those Super Bowls, my aunt hated them. So me being the person I was like, oh, well, I love them. I didn't even watch football. I was just pulling for them to piss her off. And then it kind of stuck, I guess.
But you have the Panthers now, though. Be a Panthers fan.
No.
Okay. All
I
right.
don't
There's
know.
a small amount of loyalty because
I don't
they're
know.
the home team, but that's about the extent of it.
Cliff, did you want to talk
pull
any
for 'em.
NFL? Any NFL? What are your predictions?
The honest, professional sports sucks now because it's all about the money. And it's not about having your whole career with one team and having to go get a real job when you're done, like it used to be when I was growing up. You know, it was a lot more of a community thing than it is now. And I have no interest in professional sports anymore. I haven't for about 20 years.
Okay, boomer.
Ryan Sanders.
I don't even know what that means, but I see all the kids say it these days. Throw it in there.
Hey,
And
wait,
Mike's a big Raven fan too.
Mike's
Mike?
kind of a reason, but I do have a sports question for Cliff because I do remember this from like when I was joining the band back in whatever 99, and Cliff said to me, I was either going to play guitar and like be in a band, or I was going to play professional baseball for the Orioles. Like, was that a real thing, or were you just like,
No, that was a real thing. I've been playing organized baseball since I was 3 years old, dude.
right? But were you like,
what baseball league
why-
is for 3-year-olds?
do you just want to be pro baseball, or did
These would be the
you,
worst
like,
games to watch.
were you really
ever.
good?
Not 3, 4. T-ball 4 and 5. Then farmland.
I was going to say,
And
oh my God,
sorry, 4.
that would be unwatchable.
I don't
No,
know.
I was very into dude. In the 70s, professional sports were completely different than what they are now.
That's right.
It was
Everybody
all-
did coke and banged everybody.
No, well, but it was like the professional. It wasn't about money, and that was the end. And you kept going wherever the money was, and that was it. All the ways to it, like it is now. And it was a real sport. And yeah, I totally dreamed of being a professional baseball player when I was a kid, for sure. I was all about it. And but I got the music bug at 16, and that's all she wrote. So I still played all the way through college, though. But still,
I was just wondering if you were like on the spectrum of the baseball thing.
You're wondering if I'm on the spectrum? Probably.
No, that's not what I meant.
You guys might not
But
be on
I-
a spectrum,
no,
but we're all
I
ending up on a
seriously
list.
didn't. I just meant like, I didn't know. That was just I could have asked you that myself, I guess, over the last 20 years, but.
Nah, that's what we're about, man. I'm glad we could bring you guys together.
Yeah, man. I'll tell you that out of the
One
We're
big
not
happy
breaking up
family.
after all.
out of the 4 of us, I guarantee I'm the best baseball player.
No way.
Yes way.
No
For sure.
way.
100% guarantee.
No way.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Home run derby next practice in Mike's backyard.
Thought about home runs, buddy, but that's fine.
We got to follow up on that. You're gonna have to like text them next week. Be like, who won that? I want
It's
to
about
know.
completely fearless,
Yeah.
being a really good fielder, being just super dependable, and being able to get hits every time you're up, and just being totally team player and excellent and fantastic in all you do. And that's completely how.
I'll help make this easier. I'll just duck out of this competition because I suck at baseball. So you, the 3 of you can figure it out, and I'll just
Right.
sit back and watch.
Okay.
So that
Be
was
a
the final-
cheerleader.
He's just going to
That
sit
was
back
the
and
final
watch the
part.
I'll
government
be a
man says.
cheerleader.
We can join a league. We'll join a league, and we'll see. Of
We
course,
can
I'll
join
be
the
in league 'cause
Isotopes Baseball League.
I'd be in the old guys league, but still.
Oh
All right.
man! Oh snap!
I'd watch that game. I'd watch it.
So where can everybody find you guys?
In Maryland.
Yeah, I live in. I live in
Our
Maryland.
address is
Maryland.
873.
Facebook.com/Huntingtons USA.
Instagram, Huntingtons. Everything's Huntingtons USA. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
We have a Twitter account? What the heck?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
We've
Really?
had one for like a year.
It has 3 posts on it. They're all about
Yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, if we tack USA on there, it weeds out the disease searches. So if you search for Huntington's on Google, you're going to get all the disease things.
Oh,
So
okay.
you tack USA on the end of it, and maybe you'll come across us at some point.
Clever.
Did I tell you guys I Googled when we released a single, I Googled Huntington's Too Old to Care to see, if there were any see if there was any buzz about it or whatever.
No.
And
Yeah, there was a lot
I
of
guess
that.
Google took the keywords like old and Huntington
Oh no.
and care. And so it's like impossible to find anything about our new song.
Oh.
That's
I'm not
good.
lie. The
Oh.
same thing happened to me. I was like, wow. Okay. All right. This is not a good first single.
See, well, that's why
So-
you shouldn't Google
For our
yourself.
No, just don't even
Well,
look at it.
Obviously, when we named ourselves Huntingtons in 1996, Google really wasn't necessarily a thing. So it wasn't like a foresight of, oh man, we should Google this and see what comes up. But,
Internet Explorer or something like
Yeah.
that.
well, I don't know
Well,
that any.
yeah.
I mean, really, any of. I mean, I guess certainly the internet existed at that point, but it wasn't something that people, went to in droves to find every bit of information about anything. So we didn't have the foresight to think, man, people are going to Google Huntington's and get all this crazy disease stuff. So,
Well, look,
it's our fault.
when we started the band, we were they were young, I was younger, and it was just like simply something where back then we were really dumb in the sense that we wanted to we thought it was really punk rock and awesome to present yourself as something other than what you really were, and like that in itself was awesome to us in our minds at the time. And so our drummer, there was a housing development near him called Huntingtons, and he put it down on a list of when we had some other names on there too, and we ended up all choosing that because we thought it sounded like, and we thought it was funny because we thought it sounded like a traveling gospel quartet. Like that's what it sounded like to us.
Oh my gosh.
Like the Hemp Hills or something like that. That's what it sounded like to us at the time.
The Huntington family.
We had no idea Huntington's family singers or whatever, right? We had no idea. So that's why our name of the band is what it is. So
that's a fantastic story. Thank you for sharing that with us. I love like origin stories, backstories, especially, some time has gone by now. Like I love that kind of stuff.
A little bit of time.
I have before we wrap this up, I've got 2 questions. One of them is from somebody you guys might know. His name's Kevin. He was the lead singer of a band called the Combat Junkies from a long time ago. And this question is for Cliffy. He wants to know if it's possible to find the Stevis album online. Is that right?
Oh, the Stivs.
The Stivs? Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I can't read.
It's another band that I did after I left the Huntingtons for a while. There's 2 albums that you can get. It's in every normal digital download thing. There's an album called Reaction Jackson, and then there's a second album called Sweet Heartache and the Saddest. And they're both available on iTunes, and Spotify, and Apple Music, and everywhere else.
Oh, there you go.
Was there another question?
Yeah, the other question is actually mine. It's my personal question. One of my favorite things about you guys is your titles of the songs. Like, what are you so excited about? What just happened?
Sorry.
You need to calm down. I'm trying to talk. If you go through, what's that?
You guys really are fun.
Thank
you. That is such a compliment.
No, if you go through our titles, we always name our episodes after like weird things. And I'm not saying that you guys do that, but I mean, you guys have unique titles for sure. And I was curious, almost every album, you guys have like some female's name and something they did or something they were against. And was there something to that, or was it just by accident, or how does that work?
We were all the ladies.
I think I'll handle this question.
Whoa! Here we go.
I'm just kidding. I wasn't in the band for anything. That was a joke.
We were just imitating the Ramones with Sheena's a punk rocker,
Mm-hmm.
Judy is punk, all that stuff, and then also and the same thing. The Screech and Weasel did the same thing, and that's all we were doing. That's it.
But to caveat that, there are some Girls Plus actions or Girls Plus behavior song names that were real. So
Yes.
It's not like they were all fake. So they, certainly we made some of them up, but some of them actually were real. Allison's a real person, by the way.
Samantha was a real person.
Samantha was a real person. Jackie is a real person. If you go Avi is a real person. If you go really way back to Sweet 16, Heidi is a real person.
Yep.
So there were definitely girl names / behaviors that were real people, and then there were girl names / behaviors that we just made up all, just
Jen's a real person.
I don't think her name's in a song though.
Nope.
I think her name is in a song.
In the lyrics.
Not in a title, not in a song.
In the lyrics. Okay.
We don't have any girl name plus action titles on the new album. That kind of bumps me out.
You guys go back and rewrite it.
Yeah, that is kind of sad.
When does that come out?
Yeah.
Well, say hi to your mom for me. Mom's a real person.
Wait. What are you sad about?
That's a
I said I'm thinking about it, and we don't have on the new album. We don't have any girl name plus action
Because we're like
titles.
40s.
I know.
I'm 50 years old.
Those songs are timeless, Cliff.
I've wrote about all those girls. I've moved on.
I'm just hanging out here with my cat. That's it.
Yeah. Don't care, man.
Well, Josh is. The rest of us hate cats. But Josh.
You heard it here first, guys. The Huntingtons hate cats.
No, he hates cats too. Just not the one. Just not the one.
I'm sitting between 2 dogs
the
right now.
kitty?
This one and this one. Oh, man.
My gosh.
Hey,
my gosh.
Mike, I would just like to point out that the question was not, are these real people? He was just like saying, where did you guys come up with why did you write songs about like a girl's name or whatever? And I was like, because the Ramones did and Screeching Weasel did.
Well, yeah, that's true. But then at the same time, some of those were written because they were real people and we knew them. And it was like,
well,
hey,
we were definitely trying to speculate. Like, were some of them actual?
No, for sure.
People?
For sure, the influence came from like Ramones style songwriting, where you take a girl's name and you put it with an action. For sure, every one of them like was based on that concept, but some of them happen to be real and some of them happen to be made up.
The government man knows how to make it sound good.
Yeah, and I think there's more real ones than fake ones, aren't there? We should count them right now.
It's probably pretty close. Yeah, I mean there might be, but it's probably close. Yeah.
So when does the new album come out?
January 31st.
Yep.
Tentatively.
And
no, I think
that's the date. Yeah.
January 31st.
We got to write some new songs about girls doing some things first.
We got to go back and have at least one.
Right.
So I've been out of the music
Extended
stuff
edition.
for an extremely long time. So I do have a question about that. Like if people are going to go listen to your stuff, like what is, honestly, how do you guys make the most money? Like what can they do to help you guys survive? I mean, let's just be real, right? Let's be real. It's an art.
They think we make money. That's super funny. You guys are a comedy podcast. This is great.
Listen. We are real artists. We don't do this for money, and we don't make money. We do this because we have to.
Okay, so let's say hypothetically for bands that like to make money, what's the best way for their people to support them?
Go to their shows, buy directly from the band.
Yep.
Exactly. Go to the show and buy merch from them.
Now it's just digital download stuff, and there's not really much money in that. So
yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Buy T-shirts. If you love a band, just love a band and be happy and talk to them and talk about them and enjoy what they do, because it's going to be around for as long as it's going to be around. And most likely the band will either be completely forgotten soon after they're done, or they will have a legacy that lives on for a long time. It's usually one or the other of those, but so if you want to support a band, just enjoy it for as long as it lasts. Simple as
We have like merch that you can order and stuff, but like a week or two will go by and then I'll get an email that says like, hey, you got a sale, go, this person paid. And it was like a week ago or so, I got that message, and it was our friend Meat Hook bought a shirt. And he's like one of Cliff's like best friends, and just like a big fan of the band and awesome dudes and stuff. Huh?
Where are you going with this?
I'm just saying, like, Meat Hook bought a shirt, and that
it
was
meant a lot to him that Meat Hook bought that
That was
shirt.
the last sale we got. That was like a week ago, and it's like $20 or whatever. Like, there's not a whole lot of money in that.
All right, guys, time to go to bed now.
There's not a whole lot of money. There's not a whole lot of money in any of the music business.
We're just big on encouraging people. If there is a band you like, support them. The best way that you
can. No, I mean, like, go to the shows. That's the best way to do it. Like, it's still, I mean, I think I can speak for everybody. We still have a very DIY mentality. Like, if you want to go see if you want to buy an album, I mean, obviously I'm guilty of it. I download or stream music all the time. But, if you like really care about supporting the bands that you love, you go see them. And if they don't ever come out that way, then you go on their website and you order through them, directly. And you put, a few bucks in each member's pockets, and that's cool. Like, we appreciate that. You know what I mean? But we also appreciate the people that give us the opportunity and stream our stuff, and that's cool too. It's just listen to it.
We got to appreciate Burnt Toast. Burnt Toast giving us $1 million contract with this album.
But what I'm saying is, like, none of us do this for, for the money. You know what I mean? Like, we all got jobs. We all got our own jobs. So it's like, this thing is, it's for fun, and we love doing it, and that's why we do it. So,
I totally get it, man. Like right now, I think we bring in about $23 a month doing this show. It's pretty awesome.
Well, that's cool, right?
We're gonna get there, though, man.
Yes, it is amazing.
Triple digits next year. That's the goal.
Would probably do it for free. Am I wrong?
Oh, heck yes.
Making $23 a month doing an internet show, that's a lot more than we've ever made on the internet.
Well, that's what money we bring in, but we spend more than that to keep it up. So it is what it is. It's fun.
That's the same thing. Like you think about that too. Like if we made $23 a month consistently, you put money in the gas tank. There's
That's why we're doing all these podcasts, because we charge $1,000 per episode. So.
Right, you guys are paying us $1,000.
We're out. It was great. Huntington's fantastic episode.
Yeah,
nah, that's awesome.
We appreciate you guys taking your time to speak with us. It means a lot to us.
You got it. Sorry we started so late tonight. That was my fault.
We normally don't start till like 12.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah,
well, that would definitely.
We sent the children away.
That's why we were so concerned about you guys when y'all started talking about going to bed at 9. I was like, oh man, I hope they're okay. Yeah, that's awesome.
I don't think it's late at all, for the record.
What's that? You were playing golf?
I said I don't think it's late at all. I'm a bartender, and 10:30 is not late. So.
Oh yeah, you're just getting started.
That's when the money comes
You
in.
don't wake up at 6 something in the morning most days. You wake up at like noon.
Well, yeah, sometimes if I'm home to work, but yeah. Anyway.
I get up at 5. Anybody beat 5?
I do.
Oh, you can beat 5? What time do you get up?
Oh, I get up at 2:15 in the morning every day, dog.
Well, that's stupid. You got to make new decisions in life. I don't know what's going on with you. You got to get that worked out.
I think I'm good. I'm off at noon every day. So,
Yeah,
I'm off at noon every day.
That's not bad.
So, nah.
Well, thank you guys for being on the show. I appreciate it. It was a blast.
for having us.
I mean, it's pretty wild. Like for us, when we were teenagers, we were like listening to you guys and stuff. So like to actually get to talk to you guys after all these years, it's pretty awesome. So I appreciate it.
Hey, I would just like to point out you did not ask us the name of our new album.
What is the name of your new album? Because I wasn't even going to read it because I could. Go ahead. Why don't you tell us?
Muertos, Carcel, or Rock and Roll. It just means rock and roll in Spanish.
Do it one more time.
Muertos, Carcel, o Rock and Roll.
And what does
It's
it
not
mean?
Muertos, though. It's Muerto.
They don't even know. They don't know. They're fighting. Here it goes.
Hey, you don't pronounce the S?
Band's breaking up. Thanks, guys.
You don't pronounce the S?
There's no S.
There's no S.
Did I say S? Muertos? Oh, yeah. Muerto. Yeah, that's right. Muertos.
I love
Remember when we were talking about if it was a good idea to name it in Spanish or not? This is exactly this reason right here, right
We're
now.
also fluent. We're also fluent in Spanish. Yeah.
We had a song in German early on in an album, so we can do it.
4 dumb idiots from Maryland and Delaware naming our albums in Spanish. That's going to go over well.
That'll be fine.
Hey,
Somebody's going to get offended. It's going to happen.
our number one city on Spotify on those numbers is Mexico City. So we're doing it for them.
Wow.
You're confusing everybody. That's what's happening. They're like, what is this?
Hey, Ramon's final album was Adios Amigos, so we had to do Spanish too, man. It's just,
Oh, it's not your final album. It better not be your final album. Come on, man.
No, it isn't. We're already talking about doing another one, so we're cool.
Well, man, slow down. Let this one work. Calm down. It's
Well,
cool.
we're not doing it now. It takes like a year when you did the album, and it took almost a year for it to come. So it's cool.
Let the man's creative juices flow. Golly.
That's awesome. Well, guys, thanks for listening. Hang out after the show. We're going to have a song by the Huntingtons. You guys are going to dig it. We're Too Old to Care. That's what it's called, right? Too Old to Care?
Yes.
Yep.
It's I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah.
I was really happy with
Yeah,
it.
I heard
You guys
it
did a
today.
great job. How many times did you hear it today? I was excited. I was like, the Huntingtons are going to be here tonight. We're playing their songs over and over again. I think my kid, we went out to the truck today. I had to take the kids to our grandparents or to their grandparents' house. I opened the back door and the 5-year-old's old enough now that he's buckling himself up and he's like snapping them in and he's just going, no pool party tonight. Like there was no music at all, but he's just like singing your chorus over and over again because I don't think I burned it into their brains.
That's not the new song.
I know it's not the new song, but we're letting everything go. That's a song that I like that song a lot. So.
It's all good, man.
But there you go. Thanks everybody for listening, and we'll see you next time. Find your laugh.
Find your happy.